Maybe. Dang. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to. This is week 5 of the SGS Fantasy Football Podcast, and I got a special guest today.
Nico Suave.
Nico Suave is here, and he's ready to talk. Definitely got a couple things that we're going to talk about today. Couple different topics. Do want to ask you first, Carson. I mean, what's some things that you need to get off your mind right now? So it's public, just to let everyone know.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on your program. Long-time caller or long-time listener, first-time caller here.
We'll make sure to get you some free Johnnies.
Yeah, some free Johnny's charcoal boiler. Just things to get off my mind. We had a rocky start, but things are looking up for Nico Suave. Really proud of how my team has fought. A lot of injuries recently that are ravaging some teams throughout the league that have been tough to watch so far, and you know that firsthand. So,
yep.
Full swing of the fantasy season, injuries piling up, busts are starting to mount. But this is why we love this game.
Yep, exactly. And obviously, this is just what comes with fantasy football is injuries. And unfortunately, quite a few of us have had some injuries happen. So, and who knows, it's probably going to continue to happen at some point. So, I guess we'll just have to kind of see what happens going forward. But anyways, so we're going to kind of do this pod a little bit different. So obviously we'll still look at all the matchup this week and we'll project who we think is going to win in all these matchups. But I think first off, what we're going to do is, we're going to look at the standings right now. Okay. And one of the first things that I think we should definitely go over is just looking at the contenders. Who in your mind, Carson, are the top 4 contenders in this league right now that you see winning this SGS league?
Yeah, it's tough because some of these guys or some of these teams have injuries that I'm projecting they're going to be okay. You never know with injuries. You kind of just got to go with what you know. But like Chance, who was my first pick for my top contender, he's been just ravaged by injuries in this past week. Like, I wonder what he did to bring this karma on him. I have no idea. He might be running too much. He might be, throwing some drugs under the table at work. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but Lamar, Bucky, and Trey Benson all hurt right now, all kind of, with some uncertainty. So,
yeah, and if you
healthy, he's my number one. But
for sure, yeah, he's definitely gotten plagued with injuries specifically this week. And currently, looking at his starting lineup, arguably could be one of the worst starting lineups this week. And I hate to say that, but I mean, looking at the team who he's starting right now, you have Carson Wentz. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Cam Skattebo, Xavier Scott, backup for Minnesota.
Xavier Scott.
He's got Wan'Dale Robinson in the flex. We'll kind of see how Wan'Dale Robinson looks with no Malik. Kincaid, Cortland Sutton. But yeah, and then you look at his bench, and the only healthy players he has on his bench or isn't on bye week is Keon Coleman and Zach Ertz. So it's like everyone else is just hurt right now. And I don't know what's going to happen with Bucky. You gave us a little in-depth kind of look on that. I don't know if he's going to play or not. We'll see. But
yeah, my sources told me he'll get back to me here in a day or two. So
yeah, we'll definitely just keep us updated. We'll get this on the pod as soon as possible once we hear any updates. But definitely I agree with you on Chance. I think that he's definitely a contender for sure. If all these guys end up getting healthy, I think he'll definitely be, which I think Bucky's injury, it probably won't be that long. He'll probably be back pretty quickly. And then Lamar Jackson, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. If I had to guess, it's kind of up in the air right now, but it doesn't look like he's playing this week. So, but yeah, we'll kind of see what happens because right now his team's definitely down in the dirt with who he's starting, unfortunately, this week.
That kind of leads me into my number 2 contender is Kyle.
Okay.
Which I was expecting. I mean, Chance and Kyle are matched up this week. I was expecting a heavyweight brawl for that top contender spot, but it sucks for the league, sucks for us fans that we don't get to witness Chance's team at full go. This week.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, I mean, honestly, yes, I think Kyle's team's pretty legit too. He's projected typically the most points, or one of the teams that's projected the most points every week from what I've seen. And obviously, starting off with Josh Allen, super consistent, and then his running backs are great. Obviously, Derrick Henry has been a little up and down so far this year. And then Jonathan Taylor, who's been an absolute bell cow. I mean, what is he right now, number 2? So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's been insane. I kind of hate getting rid of him, but I kind of had to do what I had to do. But definitely is contributing to Kyle's team big time. And his receivers, I mean, are not too bad either. I would say if he did have he's deep at receiver, I will say. But he doesn't have, like, that elite upside receiver. But, I mean, overall, they're all pretty consistent, getting a decent amount of targets. And then Hunter Henry's been like a sneaky good tight end this year, unlike other years, which me knowing Hunter Henry personally through the past couple years, this guy's super inconsistent, but he just changed his mind, and he's super consistent this year now. So he's definitely one of Drake May's favorite targets, no doubt. But I would say for sure, like, Kyle's definitely up there as a contender for me too. What about number 3 for you?
Yeah, so my 3 and 4 then goes to the Polk division. I've got Connie and Easton as my 3 and 4, and they're pretty interchangeable. I can see Easton is super top heavy with, I mean, I think I had sent this in the group the other day, but I feel like he has the best running back. He could have the best running back, best receiver, and best tight end in the league.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of, whatever. But when you have those 3 stars like he has, you can beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his team across the board, and obviously Brock Bowers hasn't been the caliber of player that we've been expecting Brock Bowers to be, which is just due to the Vegas offense not being that great. Geno Smith's throwing like 3 picks a game. So, but Ashton Genty had a monster game last week, which carried the load. But, I mean, Puka Nacua, I mean, can we just have a little conversation about this guy coming, not want to say he's coming out of absolutely nowhere, because we know he's an elite receiver. But, I mean, he's the top receiver in the league in my eyes right now.
As of right now, it's hard to argue. I mean, he's just been dominant. And I think he only has like 1 touchdown on the year.
Yeah, he only has 1 touchdown. You look at his stats. I mean, 10 receptions for 130, 8 for 91, 11 for 112, 13, 170, and a tutty.
Yeah.
Like, his numbers are absolutely ridiculous. And
being the wide receiver 1 in fantasy with 1 touchdown through 4 weeks is unheard of.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. So that's definitely crazy. And Brock Bowers, I think, eventually will start picking it up a little bit, I would hope. Funny enough, Easton actually did send me a trade earlier today.
Spill the tea.
He did. I don't see why I would take it personally, but I am thinking about it right now. So we'll see. But obviously, he's trying to get one of my running backs. So, but anyways, yeah, Easton's team looks very solid for sure. ETN's been has surprisingly been pretty good this year. And then Jahmyr Gibbs has obviously been who we all expected him to be as well. So he's super solid. And then you look at Connie's team. Connie's definitely, he's got I will say this. Connie's had a lot of luck. The reason I say luck is because George Pickens, there's no CeeDee Lamb right now, so he's absolutely going to tear it up with no CeeDee. Jalen Waddle is going to be number one receiver now for Miami, so that is just set in stone for him to continue to have more production and more points from him going forward. Devontae Adams has been very touchdown heavy so far this year. He has been getting a decent amount of targets, but he's been getting a lot of red zone opportunities, so that's been kind of his role. Other than that, Bijan's on bye. Bijan's been an absolute monster, but just talking about the receivers in general, he's kind of had some luck involved with his receivers being able to put up the amount of points that they're putting up right now.
Yeah, even Tony Pollard without, Tajay Spears start of the year.
Definitely, 100%.
Hasn't produced super well, so.
Yeah, but Connor's team is definitely scary. I would say probably we'll kind of see a few weeks from now how everything's looking once we get CeeDee Lamb fully back and going. But for the most part, this team's definitely solid. It's got a lot of good pieces. T. Higgins has been a disappointment, but no Joe Burrow will do that to you. So you're pretty dead set on with your contenders, who I like a lot personally, to win the league. I will say one name, though, that I really like personally. And that is your team, Carson. I believe, I'm just going to say it, you got Nico, you got McMillan, you got Drake London. You might arguably have the best receiver core in the league right now, in my mind. So I think you have the best receivers. Obviously, Amarion Hampton's starting to become an absolute monster. And there's no one getting in his way. So J.K. Dobbins has been really consistent this year. We'll kind of see, because don't you have R.J. Harvey too? So, you already have his backup in case he does end up, getting hurt or R.J. Harvey starts filling the role in more. Drake May's been solid. Arguably, I think you have the best receiver core in the league right now, and I think that could definitely take you to the finish line. So
I think Ted McMillan is my X factor. He's a target monster in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Obviously a top 10 pick, but he's got Bryce Young throwing to him. Every time I turn on a Panthers game, Ted's running wide open down the field and Bryce underthrows him by 10 yards.
That's the only thing that brings him down. You have to start him week to week just because of the amount of volume he's getting and the target rate he has. But he will have blow up games, I think, at some point this year. But the QB play is hurting it.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have any touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah. So, but in my mind, those are just kind of you pretty much hit everyone else that I would say are contenders for sure. There's not really anyone else that I'm like, okay, they could probably win it all this year. I see a lot of people that are in the middle of the pack right now, no one that's really standing out. Now, I think now the next topic of discussion we should go in, since we're kind of already on this, is who are the top 4 on punishment watch. So this is where it's going to get a little dicey. This is where it's going to get a little interesting. So give me your first person that you think is on punishment watch right now.
I hate to say it because he's serving our country. His uncle makes us great barbecue every year. He's just a fantastic guy all around. But I don't love Bryce's team. They're not performing right now. I just don't. With Jamar, Jamar was supposed to be the superstar, can win you games by himself. And without Burrow, he has looked not good.
I will say this. Him being able to get Quentin Johnson off waivers, obviously he's been the biggest waiver wire pickup of the season so far. I don't think anyone else is remotely close in my mind, just because of the amount of shock. The dude is a number 4 wide receiver in fantasy right now, out of nowhere, and he wasn't even drafted.
Yeah, Johnston's been
So
huge. I mean, I still like his receivers or his top two, but
I do too.
you just never know. And then running backs are, he's fine. But Joe Mixon was supposed to be the guy to come in, 4 or 5 weeks into the year, and now we're hearing that he might not come back this year. So that's
yeah,
obviously his big question mark. If Joe Mixon can come back and get to form, then I do not think that he would be on punishment watch. But as things stand right now, it's not looking great.
yeah, and I play him this week, so we'll kind of see what happens. But I will say this, just kind of looking at his team as a perspective from the guys he has, Kenneth Walker is in a committee with Zach Charbonnet right now. So, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. It looks like it's going to stay that way. Then you look at Kamara. The Saints are the worst team in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And the Saints I feel like, are going to end. The best case scenario for Bryce for Kamara is him getting traded, maybe to the Chiefs. There's definitely been a lot of talk about it in the NFL, and so I mean that's why I picked up Keandre Miller just in case. But that's one thing that would definitely benefit his team if he could get traded away, because Spencer Rattler ain't getting it done for the Saints, and Kamara is just it's his volume's there, but he's starting to kind of lose the snap count now. And obviously the Jamar Chase stuff, I mean, no Joe Burrow, he instantly declines in his production, so that's a big hit. TJ Hawkinson's been very disappointing this year, so
and even Bo Nix, we expected more from Bo Nix year two, and
yeah,
I mean he hasn't been off to a great start. So
no, he had a pretty decent performance on Monday night. He had 25. So we'll kind of see what happens. He is playing Philly this week, so good luck. That's a tough matchup right there. But, Bryce is definitely one to worry about for sure. I would say that he would be on my list. Who do you got next?
So next, and I'll just rattle you off my next three because
go for it.
They're
Yeah.
also close. Dylan, Seth, and Andy.
Okay.
Are my next three on punishment watch. Dylan,
I agree with Dylan.
Is off to a rough start, and then Andy. I don't know. I almost think that he's just kind of had a bad run here to start the season. Like if you look at his points for, he's like 10th, but he's 0-4. So. I think his team has a little bit of pop if they can pull things together. And then Seth, I don't even know where Seth's at. I mean, he's making so many trades. I can't keep up with him. So.
Seth's making a lot of trades, and obviously me and him made that trade last night. I personally, I don't think I would put Seth in that category. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you on Dylan, for sure. Dylan's team's been, he got a dub this week, which was good. He put up 133 this past week against Bryce. But Ashton Jeanty finally had a good game. Chase Brown's been a huge disappointment this year, just because of Cincinnati's offense. Brian Thomas is another disappointment. Big time. Chris Olave, worst offense in the league. Can't really say much more about that. Marvin Harrison is extremely inconsistent. You just don't know when he's going to pop off every week. He doesn't get a lot of targets. And then you look at his bench, he's got, honestly, just he's got a lot of handcuffs and receivers that we already know their ceiling in a way. So I could definitely agree with you on Dylan for sure. And just because Andy is 0-4, we have to put him on here. I mean, he hasn't won a game yet. Obviously, his team does look better on paper than what it has been this year. TreVeyon Henderson's been in a committee since the season started, and maybe he'll start to fill his role in more often going into the future, but it looks like it isn't slowing down anytime soon. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen this past week after 2 fumbles by Ramondre and a fumble by Antonio Gibson the week before that. But then they go out and just blow out the Panthers. So Woody Marks, a little bit of optimism with him for sure. Going up against Baltimore, that's a great matchup for him.
Yeah.
So
if
I mean,
can get healthy, if CD can come back and be the guy that we know he is, I mean, he's got a great receiving core. I mean, he's got JSN, CD, and then Addison in that flex with Trey McBride at tight end.
Yeah.
So it's really just the running backs that, leave a lot to be desired. 2 rookies that you don't know how much work they're going to get on a given week. So that's what makes me think here in 5-6 weeks, Andy's team could turn things around once those rookies start to get some more work and gain the trust of the coaches.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he does have a pretty solid receiving core. Jackson Smith's been phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's just kind of, unfortunately, Pacheco has been a disappointment as well. So I mean, really, it's just been the running backs that have been kind of hurting him the most, from what I've noticed, big time. And then obviously the injury to CD was a huge loss too. Now, in my personal opinion, okay, so those 3 are definitely on my list. Other than that, I mean,
the league is very balanced this year.
It is, and I feel like I like Seth's team, so it's kind of hard for me to put him on watch. I don't really know who else I would put on watch, though. I mean, you could probably put me on there. Shit. With how bad my team's been playing. We'll see. But I'd probably personally put myself on watch right now because my team's been terrible. Maybe we'll turn it around this week. So, but yeah, I definitely agree with those 3. It's really hard for me to pick a 4th, honestly. It really is.
It's still up in the air.
Definitely. So next up, let's see what is the toughest conference in this league right now. So we got, I mean, it's pretty balanced in both leagues right now from what it looks like. I mean, gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, it is incredibly balanced. I give the slightest of edges to you, stupid Gooners, because of Chance and KD.
Yeah,
I think that those are the 2 top contenders. So I'll give the slight edge to the Gooners, but man, it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah, I would give us just a little bit of a slight edge too, just because, I mean, yes, y'all have the only 4-0 team in the league, but we all think he's a fraud.
Jack is a fraud.
So we were thinking that he's just, I mean, definitely has been super lucky, I will say. But yeah, I mean, out of the Sooner League, I mean, the guys that we haven't talked about yet. So I mean, Jace is 3-1, so definitely looking at his team right. He's got a couple guys on bye. He arguably has one of the better running back groups in the league as well. I mean, he's got Josh Jacobs and Devon Achane, which are carrying the team.
Now DeMercado too.
I know. Yeah, DeMercado was a sneaky good pickup. Trey Benson goes on IR out of nowhere. But you got to think about it. George Kittle's going to be coming back off IR soon. So, and then, I mean, honestly, he's pretty, like, he's got decent depth on his bench, too. I mean, Ricky Pearsall. I know he's got Malik Washington starting this week, but DJ Moore's been a little disappointing this year. But he's got a little bit of depth on his bench, if I had to say. Michael Pittman's been surprisingly good.
I feel like he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper team.
He's definitely a sleeper. It just kind of depends on his QB play. I know he's got Justin Fields playing. But Justin Fields is Boomer. I mean, shoot, 29 and 27. So I mean, when he's been healthy, he's been playing good. And then that 3-point performance was because he got hurt. So, but definitely sneaky. And then you look at Tuck. Tuck's got one of the better running back groups too, with Kyron Williams and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, mostly Christian McCaffrey more than Kyron, obviously, because McCaffrey's just an absolute workhorse. But receiver-wise, I mean, he's got a lot of randoms, to say it at best. I mean, Garrett Wilson has been pretty solid this year. Zay Flowers had a good start to the season, but he's kind of went down a little bit these past couple weeks. You know, Jerry Jeudy's just Jerry Jeudy. Hasn't done much this year.
That's a good way to say it.
Terrible offense. But, I mean, you look at all of his other receivers, they're just like, you know, when do you start them? you know, like with confidence.
Yeah.
Jaylen Warren's been good this year, but after seeing Kenneth Gainwell kind of blow up, that's a little concerning. So, I don't know.
It is. It's a tough battle. It's
Connor's team's a little iffy. If he has a McCaffrey injury happen, shoot.
Yeah.
If McCaffrey gets hurt,
he'd go straight to punishment watch.
Yeah. It all just depends on the health of McCaffrey, but he's been healthy for the whole year.
Actually, looking at Tuck's team now, which I know he won't watch this because he's not locked in on fantasy football, I think we should throw him into punishment watch, top 4.
That's who I was kind of leaning towards, but I hated to do it just because he was on punishment. He obviously lost last year, so I just felt bad putting him in it again. But, like, in all honesty, like, looking at his team and everything, it's definitely – it could happen.
No, I agree. I mean, get Anthony Richardson off your team.
I don't know why he's on the team still. But, yeah, I mean – okay, so only other teams we haven't looked at are Jack and Bert. Who do we want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Jack real fast because I've got a theory on Bert that I'd like to dive into.
Okay. So, I will say this. Jack's team, as of right now, running back-wise, looks amazing. I mean, Saquon has been, obviously he hasn't been what he was last year, but must-start guy every week. He's still an elite running back. James Cook has been one of the big risers this year with how he's been playing. It's the receivers that I am not too high on, which obviously Mike Evans being out has kind of hurt his team, but
if Jack wasn't 4-0, he might be on punishment watch. It's just, his receivers are
pretty abysmal.
Bad. I mean, he needs Mike Evans back.
Big time.
Jawan Jennings, the clock's ticking for him. As soon as Ayuk is back, his volume goes way down. So, as long as James Cook is still the RB1, then Jack will have a chance on any given week. But, if he dips at all, he could be in some trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, the Bucky Irving news, Rachaad White in the flex is a pretty good move. But, really the running backs are amazing. Huh? Yeah, his bench
is amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Will Shipley, Sterling Shepard, Torrey Horton. Get out of here, man. And he's got a kicker. He's got 2 kickers on the team right now. He's got Chris Boswell on bye, and he's like, I got to keep Chris Boswell. There's no way I'm getting rid of him. Oh, man. Yeah, kudos to Jack Burfeen 4-0, though. Like, who would have thought everyone in this, all of us being sober the whole weekend, no one expected Jack to be 4-0 to start the year. But what do you know, he is. So we'll give him a clap for that. But otherwise, the future, we'll just have to see. Now, looking into Burt,
Yeah.
he's 1-3, current reigning SGS League champion.
Mm-hmm.
What is going through your mind looking at his squad right now?
So I was just thinking earlier, and looking at this team, this just does not look like a Hayden Burt fantasy football roster. There's just a lot of stuff up in the air. Let's just say it. Kamish has been the most dominant fantasy manager in this league since its conception. And I want to know what has contributed to his downfall, because I don't see it this year. I really don't. There's a few different things that I think may have contributed to his downfall. Number one is obviously moving into his role as commissioner, not just a manager, which Kyle will tell you, it's a tough job. Number two, he moved from Texas to Oklahoma. Could that play a part? Maybe. I don't know. But then what I think is most likely leading to his downfall is the lack of double triples completed in the past calendar year. What's your thoughts there, JB?
I think the double triple is definitely something that is a big effect. Now, I'm looking at his team from a perspective of what it's going to look like in the future. Because obviously, Ladd McConkey's been probably one of the bigger disappointments that from the guys that you could get the first 2 rounds. He's been terrible. He is wide receiver 3 right now when he was supposed to be wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Now, he is pretty deep at receiver if you look at it from a future aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Godwin's getting fully back into this offense, and once he's fully healthy, he could be pretty good, but there's a lot of mouths to feed in Tampa Bay right now once Mike Evans comes back.
Exactly.
Rashee Rice coming back is going to be substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Rashee Rice could end up being a top 10 receiver by the end of the year. Arguably, maybe even top 5. That might be pushing it a little bit, but with how good he played before his injury last year, sneaky good. So, Travis Hunter's been a disappointment. I don't really see any potential going forward, to be honest with him. And the running backs are hurting him.
Yeah, it'll all depend on Rashee Rice. The running backs, I don't like.
DeAndre Swift's just,
yeah,
he's the same guy every year. Javonte's been surprisingly good, but how much longer is this going to continue? Because I don't think Javonte's going to continue to be this good going forward. I could be wrong, but, I mean, you're the Cowboys fan. I mean, I don't know from your perspective.
He's looked fantastic, but the thing that plagues him every single year is injuries. And so how long can he stay healthy? And then number two, I think the Cowboys kind of suck, to be honest. I think they're going to be losing a lot of games moving forward.
So the running game's not going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Negative game script for the running backs. Probably doesn't give him as many touches. We'll see. I mean, he's obviously been just a huge surprise so far this year. So
yeah, and I will say at least he does get involved in the passing game a pretty decent amount. I mean, he's had 2 receptions, 6, 5, and 3 receptions. So at least he's been a decent pass catcher throughout his whole career. But yes, injuries have always been a concern for him. And I mean, you would need a Devon Achane injury for Ollie Gordon to even be relevant to start. He kind of has no choice but to start him this week. But Tyler Warren's been solid at tight end. So, I mean, I don't want to say his squad is bad. I think he's got a decent amount of depth. I think he needs to figure out he needs to go make a trade, in my mind. He needs to get rid of one of these receivers and go get another decent running back for him to probably
Yeah.
pick up the slack. So, and I'm sure he's probably been thinking about that because he's got a lot of wide receiver depth, and there's probably some people who would want to take advantage of some of the receivers that he does have.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree.
yeah,
Completely agree.
we'll just have to see. Yeah, there's just a lot of question marks surrounding this league this season. It's really a lot of things that personally we can just give our assumptions and expertise on, but all in all, I mean, one injury could mess up anyone's season. You can just ask me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, how much time you got? Do you think you need to dip out?
Yeah, let's just run through the matchups real fast, and then
Okay.
I'll bounce out.
All right, cool. So we'll just go through the matchups. I'll start from the bottom to top. We got Bert and Seth this week. Who you got in this matchup?
Who I kind of like Seth this week.
I think I would go with Seth as well, just because of the bye weeks in effect. I think running back wise, he's more solid. Receiver wise,
Yeah.
I would probably give him just a little edge up, unless Amon-Ra just continues on an absolute touchdown train like he has been. But
Seth really needs this one. No one on bye outside of Caleb.
yeah, I would definitely give it to Seth this week.
This is a must win for him.
Yeah, I think Seth will get the dub this week. Next up's going to be you and Tuck. How you feeling about this matchup?
It's tough. Drake London being on bye is a big deal because I'm gonna have to slide in Io Manor or maybe even Harvey into my flex, which I don't want to start both Denver running backs, but we'll see. That's going to be a game time decision. Tuck has got Jaylen Warren on bye, but his running backs are looking pretty good, so I can see this one going either way, honestly.
Yeah, it could definitely go either way in my mind. I would probably lean towards, if I had to pick. I'm looking at these matchups.
It's all going to come down to the flex. Io Manor versus Judy.
Yeah.
If one of those guys gets a touchdown, then
yeah, that'll probably solidify
probably
it.
wins the matchup.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards maybe. Man, this is tough. This is a very 50-50 matchup to me. If I had to pick one, I would probably go your way, just by a little bit. Just because now McCaffrey, I mean, he played good with Mac Jones too, but with no Purdy, that kind of hurts. So I'm kind of looking at it from that perspective. Kyle and Chance. So I don't think Chance. Well, I think Kyle for sure, with just all the unfortunate circumstances that Chance is dealing with this week.
Yeah, I think Kyle's got it.
I mean, he's obviously way above QB wise, way above running back wise. I mean, Chance may have a little bit of a slight edge with the receivers, but I think I think Derrick Henry's probably going to have a bounce back this week because they're playing Houston. Even though it's probably going to be Cooper Rush, but I could see a monster game from Derrick Henry this week. I think it's bound to happen. So they're definitely going to be using him a lot with no Lamar Jackson. So next up, Andy and Easton.
Yeah, this one just on paper looks like Easton could dominate.
Yeah,
I don't think CD's going to be back this week. I think that they'll probably rest him one more week, and then I like Easton's team, man. I do. I mean, Puka and Gibbs.
Yeah, I think Easton would get the dub this week for sure. I don't think CD's going to be back this week as well, so he's probably going to have to put Pacheco in at flex. So which we'll just have to see. I do like Easton's team more this week, so I'll lean towards Easton. Jason Dillon.
I think Jace has, if I remember right, he's got a good amount of people on bye, doesn't he?
Yes. Well, he's got Josh Jacobs on bye, DJ Moore on bye. Ricky Pearsall's already ruled out, so he's starting Malik Washington. in the flex. I mean, I personally think Dylan's team looks better. I mean, Jackson Dart has a pretty decent matchup going against the Saints. Genty just had a monster game. We'll see if he can do that again. Chase Brown's got a tough matchup. Brian Thomas has a tough matchup. It really just comes down to, like, that's the thing. Like, I would pick Dylan, but all of these players have just been so inconsistent this year that he has on his roster.
Yep, he really needs Chase Brown to get going.
100%.
Because, like you said, I mean, can't really count on Olave, Thomas, and Marvin Harrison.
No.
But all those guys are talented. They could pop off any week. So
they could. And I mean, Olave had a pretty if I'm not mistaken, I think, or he only had 7, huh? He did have that touchdown. I only saw that touchdown. I thought he had a good week, but yeah, we'll just have to see with that. I'll probably lean towards Dylan this week, but yeah, that one's going to be pretty close. Jack and Connor. This is probably the matchup of the week with everything that's going on right now. All the fraudulent claims for Jack. Connor is talking his shit. So, I mean, this matchup's set to be, get the popcorn ready, because this is looking like one of those matchups where it could go head-to-head here for sure.
The only issue for Jack is that Chris Boswell's on bye.
Yes, that's a huge, huge loss. So, no Chris Boswell and no, and David Njoku's questionable, so he may have to go pick up a tight end.
I mean, Bijan.
Yeah,
and Gainwell.
Yeah. I know. I mean, Jack's projected the win this week, so I mean, it's definitely possible Jack could sneak another W here. But it really is just dependent on how good Connor's receivers play, because it's only up from here with all the guys that he has on his roster right now, just in the positions that they all are in currently. So, gosh, it really is dependent. Who's going to score more? Is it going to be Jack's running backs, or is it going to be Connor's receivers? That's really the telltale sign here. So I'm rooting for Connie. I want to see Jack lose this week, so I'm going to go on Connie's side.
I agree.
I do. And then last but not least, me and Bryce. So actually pretty dead even on the odds right now. I think I am probably, like, it's really even. Like,
it is, yeah.
I'm like probably minus 105 right now when it comes to odds. So,
yeah, I like your team this week. I think your team's just more balanced, personally. I think you kind of know what you're going to get for most of your guys with Bryce's team. You don't know what's going to happen with Kenneth, Jamar, Hawkinson. Just kind of up in the air.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would probably – I do kind of want to give myself a little bit of a heads up in the dub this week. Unfortunately, I wish I had Tucker Kraft, but I don't, so I have Mark Andrews starting, but oh well. But, I mean, overall, I'm just a little concerned about Quentin Johnston just because of how great he's played. So, and then, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase has a bounce back this week. I know it's against Detroit. That's a tough defense, but I could see Jamar Chase getting more involved this week. But yeah, I think it is going to come down to the running back play, because obviously David Montgomery's kind of a boomer bust kind of play every week. Jordan Mason, I would expect to play pretty good this week, but he's got a tough matchup going against the Browns. So they've been really good against the run this year. So, yeah, this is a pretty even matchup too. I'm not 100% confident in winning, but I think it's just because of everything that's happened to me this week. So it's been a tough week. But, yeah, man, other than that, that's all the matchups this week. So you got anything else to say before you dip out of here?
Man, it's been fun.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
I appreciate it, man. We'll definitely get this going again sometime soon. And I want to get some other people on here, hopefully. So hopefully we'll get some other guys on here to talk to. But
I think we need Bird on the pod to to address the.
Yeah, we need Bert on here. So, Bert, this is your formal invitation to get on the pod next week. You have an invite. You need to join. I don't care how busy you are. I know you're an engineer. I know you're going on doing golf events and stuff in your free time, but it's time for you to lock in. The the league, needs to hear from the commissioner face to face. We don't want to hear it through Snapchat. We need to hear it face to face on the pod, Bert.
That's a good word. We need a state of the league address.
Exactly. I mean, shoot, we're gonna have to shut down our government too if he doesn't join the pod. So, come on now, we need you on here, Bert. But anyways, appreciate you coming on, Carson. Nico Suave, good luck to you this week, man.
Peace out, JB. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. I'll see you later, man.
See ya.
All right, so sorry if I didn't answer your questions. I'll go ahead and get on these, whoever's all in here still. So, Devin, I'm pretty sure you're probably not in here more. Receivers are Jamar Chase, Brian Thomas, Chris Olave, Godwin, Smith. I can trade my best player, James Cook, for Rome Odunze and Chase Brown. Do I do it so I get a good wide receiver? That's totally up to you. I think that is pretty decent, but I would say this. I would probably have James Cook over those two because I don't know how much longer Rome Odunze is going to continue to play this well. I feel like he's going to start trending in the wrong direction before he starts trending even more up, in my opinion. So, and then Chase Brown's just been very iffy this year. I would probably go with the James Cook side. I need to start 4 of them: Breece, Kyren, Derrick Henry, Woody Marks, ETM, and Chuba. Who are you taking of the 4? I would probably go with Breece. So I'll take Breece. I'll take Kyren. I'll take Derrick Henry, and between the 3 of Woody Marks, ETN, and Chuba, it really just depends on the matchups, man. Who's got the best matchup this week out of those guys? Let me look at the schedule. All right, where is... So, Houston's playing... Baltimore. Woody Marks might be a sneaky good start right there. Jacksonville's playing Kansas City. That's a little bit of a tough matchup for ETN. And then Chuba playing Miami. I personally would probably pick... I'd pick Chuba. Hey, fellas, how's it going? Stash Michael Carter or Brashard Smith? Great question. That's a tough one. I would say I would stash Michael Carter right now. I would, if you have guys in your league that you don't think would pick up Rashard Smith, I would just keep him on the waivers for right now. Obviously, his role is starting to kind of grow a little bit, but with Michael Carter, it's either going to be him or Demercado that starts. We just saw a report that Michael Carter's saying that he's going to be the starting running back, so I would personally, for right now, stash Michael Carter just to kind of see what happens from there. Hold or sell Laporta? I would probably sell him. What's up? In a half PPR league, the Ken Walker owner would give me Devontae Smith for Charbonnet and Shakir. Should I take that deal? Yes, I would take that. I would probably take that. What's up, Evil Gopher? Happy spooky October, y'all. Indeed, it is October, man. Halloween's one of my favorite Halloweens, or God, I don't know what I'm saying. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. It's that and Christmas are definitely my favorite holidays. So we're getting into the holiday times, fellas. Indeed. Got any other questions from anyone? Got some good matchups this week. Yeah, the reason I would say Charbonnet and Shakir is just in case you need depth. I mean, with Charbonnet, if Kenneth Walker gets hurt, because we know his past, he gets hurt. Charbonnet is a top 10 running back option every week with Kenneth Walker being out. Um, and then Shakir he's kind of a guy that's kind of hard to start week to week, but you got to look at it from the perspective that Devontae Smith is the same way right now too. So I think that you're getting more in value with Charbonnet and Shakir compared to just keeping Devontae Smith. What's up, 4K T Owen? Flex DeMercado, Chase Brown, Pittman, or Rachaad White. Now, if Bucky Irving is out, I would prefer to flex Rachaad White. If Bucky Irving ends up playing, I would probably go the Chase Brown route. I know Chase Brown's been very disappointing this year, but the reason I don't want to kind of lean towards DeMercado yet is because we don't know how this backfield's going to look. So I would probably hold DeMercado for right now and just wait and see. Pittman's been great this year, don't get me wrong. But I would probably lean towards Chase Brown. But if Bucky Irving's out, I would go Rachaad White all day. Yeah, dude, this freaking this Thursday night game is going to be awesome, man. 49ers, Rams. I mean, obviously no Brock Purdy, which is unfortunate, but really looking forward to that matchup this week for sure. I definitely lean towards the Rams winning that game, though. They're already a 7.5 spread, and Puka Nacua has been absolutely absurd. Got any other questions in the chat, y'all? I'm open for any questions, anything like that. So, Patriots, Bills might be a sneaky good game. I know the Bills are favored pretty heavy, but I think I'm just biased because obviously I love my Patriots and we played really good last week. So, Vikings, Browns. That's that late game, or not late game, but that's the game in London, right? All right, what's up, Bronson? How are you today, man? Trade Daniel Jones and Trey McBride for Najibba. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would do that. It just depends on who your receivers are, but I think you go and do that. Yeah. Yes, you might be taking a hit at tight end, but Jackson Smith is looking like he could be a top 5 receiver this year. So. Alrighty. Not that big of a noon slate this week. How many noon games are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 noon games this week. Probably the best game out of all of them is probably Broncos and Eagles. All the other ones are kind of iffy. I mean, it's just a lot of teams that are not that great right now playing on the noon slate. But the afternoon looks a lot better though. You got Commanders, Chargers, Bengals, Lions, Seahawks, Buccaneers. Seahawks Buccaneers will be a good game. Commanders Chargers should be a pretty good game too. I think the Lions will probably run away with that one with how the Bengals have been looking so far this year. The Cardinals should definitely win this game. It's the Titans and the Saints that are like the worst teams in the NFL right now by far. Probably the Titans. I think the Titans probably take it for sure, but the Saints are up there too. And then what's our so the Monday night game is Chiefs Jaguars. That'll be a pretty sneaky good game too. The Jaguars have been sneaky pretty good this year. So, but any other questions before I hop off of here? Been going live for about an hour now, so I'm gonna probably get off of here. But any other questions before I dip out, guys? All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We will be back sometime this week for another video.